Participatory budgeting is basically where constituents get to weigh in on how we spend their tax dollars.
Taking a piece of the city budget and saying to your constituents, you guys get to decide how to spend this part of the money. In many ways, it's like the most direct form of participatory democracy.
Participatory budgeting allows the folks in a community to be more involved in deciding how a city spends part of their budget by actually coming up with ideas for projects that they think will benefit their community, working together to build those ideas into proposals, and then having a big community-wide process where everyone votes on what ideas get implemented. I first heard about participatory budgeting from community activists. And then 4 years later, here we are implementing it in Durham.
We brought participatory budgeting to New York City 8 years ago now. And the last couple of years in New York City, over 100,000 people have voted in PB.
It's been 4 years and we've now gone through the process 3 times. And I think that the experiences that we have with participatory budgeting in St. Louis show that it can really work anywhere. I've used the data that we've gotten from participatory budgeting to guide other funding. So for me, it's a great educational tool to make sure that I really am in touch with the needs of our community.
Not to be crass about it, but it is really good, if you want to do something that your constituents not just like, but also builds their sense that I'm glad I voted for that person because I feel more able to affect change together with my neighbors. That's not an easy thing to do, and PB really delivers that.
Some of the biggest challenges with participatory budgeting is staff capacity and time. The other challenge is money. And so having to overcome some of those barriers in order to just inform people of the process is something that we're still trying to work our way through.
Look, it is a lot of work. I don't want to pretend like it's not. If you already filled up your docket, that is hard. You have to plan to be able to make it a percentage of your staff time and your budget and your own personal time.
So I would say it is a lot of work, but it's not a lot of work for me because we've hired an incredible staff to do our implementation.
The thing about it is, the point of participatory budgeting is really to delegate. It really should not be an elected official-led process. It should be an elected official-supported process.
Cities are a place where we can build a more equitable and inclusive and responsive democracy, where everyone really has a voice at the table and is able to make their voice heard and advocate for their needs and their community's needs. Participatory budgeting is a great way to put those ideals into action.
It has really increased engagement in our community. And a lot of folks have said, well, we see that our tax money is actually working for us at a local level. It gives us more faith in the system. And so now we come out and we feel a part of the decisions that are being made that impact us every day.
What we've seen in Durham is people getting more and more involved in local politics. And so giving people an exciting and really meaningful way to be involved in their community through participatory budgeting feels even more important right now, because I think people really need a way to continue to be engaged civically in ways that feel hopeful and empowering to them. And our hope is that if people come out and vote in PB, that is the first step on a long road to lifetime political engagement.